You are the United States of America. You're like 8,000 miles away from this area. And you've decided, like, I'm going to blow up your weapons depot. Like, this makes no sense.
The Houthis attacked international maritime trade. Huh? I feel like every time I hear this get described, the impression I get from the description is that the U.S., like, for no reason, just moseyed on 10,000 miles east to, like, bomb Yemen. Like, nothing happened prior to that.
They're not even doing this for your security. They're doing this to flex for Israel, basically.
Dude, man, God, you guys are going to end up making me sympathize with the, like, liberals in the UK, who, like, the Labour Party's anti-Semitic or whatever. Dude, come on. Holy sh**. I really do. There's like a horseshoe theory thing or whatever, where there's like a group of people who understand that America is the big dog here and that Israel is like, we keep around and we defend because of like a regional proxy wedge against Iran and like other stuff or whatever. And then like on both the far right and the far left, there's the belief that Israel is actually calling the shots, you know? I don't know. It's very frustrating. Or lefties just incredibly uncharitable. Well, it's just that lefties can't do foreign policy anymore. They used to be able to.
You see two of some of the worst genocidal superpowers historically come together and like start bombing Yemen, a country that they were, you know, dishing out their regional actors to do a genocide in. Shortly after that genocide is ended, that blockade is ended. And you're like, I think the guys that were doing the genocide are the...
Speeches like this are meant to sound good to lefties because they appeal to the vibes that people on the left are sympathetic to, you know? There's a bunch of, like, vague allusions to the imperial, colonial, and genocidal tendencies of the US and the UK, which exist, certainly. That's why the vibe impression works. The truth of the matter is that this is purely about international maritime trade, and precision strikes were taken against Houthi targets. This has literally nothing to do with genocide. It has nothing whatsoever to do, even with the broader population of Yemen. It's a specific response to a specific set of behaviors. But this sounds convincing because it's like gesturing vaguely at this like, oh, wow, two imperial nations coming together to attack a country that's been the victim of a genocide funded by the United States, which that's not wrong. That's true, but it also doesn't speak to the actual truth of the matter, you know? It's focusing on the points that are irrelevant to distract you from the ones that are relevant, which, you know, it doesn't actually answer anything. It doesn't resolve anything or give you any understanding of the conflict. There's a reason why so many of the people in chat who have questioned me on this seem to be coming from a place of literally no knowledge, you know? There are a lot of people in chat. Basically, everyone I've seen on Twitter or in my own chat who disagrees with me seems to disagree with me on illegitimate grounds. Not to say that there's no way to legitimately disagree with me. You can. That's fine. But a lot of people who disagree just don't seem to know what the fuck is going on, or they don't seem to understand what maritime trade is. So as a consequence of that, it's like, you don't even have the grounds to disagree with me. You could know more to disagree with me, but you don't know enough to disagree with me. And I feel like a lot of these people are Hasan viewers. I don't know, like, it's vibes-based analysis, you know? Like, it's not to say, you know, there's no validity to bringing up the fact that America, you know, participation in genocide, assisting Saudi Arabia in the, like, you know, many dead in Yemen, that kind of thing. But, like, by qualifying only those points, you're misleading people on the actual cause and, like, consequences of this conflict. It's very much like an aesthetic position. It's very aesthetically charming, you know? It's very aesthetically, you know, compelling.
Genuine question, why does everyone complain about the supposed America is bad takes you have? Isn't there enough proof to show that they are bad? Yes, because they... You know what the reason why?
See, that's it. That's the vibes take that I'm talking about right there. Why are people contesting your belief that America bad? Isn't America bad? Like, this has nothing to do with what's being discussed, but like that's the important aesthetic point that they feel the need to constantly reaffirm, you know? It's like a big like drum circle where everyone's chanting like, well, you know, America bad, America bad. Like you have to remind yourself always, hey, talking point A, talking point B. Okay. But America bad, right? Yeah, America bad, America bad.
You can't just meme away from the Houthis have done. They've been trying to topple the Yemeni government for 30 years, of which had normal relations in the Middle East. Why aren't we talking about Iran-sponsored Shia militant groups all over the Middle East to rise up against Sunni governments, which are much more in favor of normalization with Western powers than Israel? Not that Sunnis are innocent in killing Shiites, but this is a 1,000-year conflict that's not going to change. I'm done. I can't do this. What do you mean, dude? Normalizing with Western powers and Israel? What are we talking about? Hello? Are you familiar with Western powers in Israel and what they're doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we impugning that chatter for talking about irrelevant shit while invoking the Saudi Arabian genocide of Yemen in a conversation about the current, like, Red Sea piracy discourse, you know?
You have America's boot shoved so far up your ass that it's coming out of your mouth when you have.
This is like every response, right? Like this is like every, like anytime anytime anyone in chat does it's like this sort of like performative 2-minute hate where it's like, you are pro-America, you are pro-America, which I'm sure a lot of the people he says this are, but I feel like this is all he does, you know?
First the Jews on it. America is bombing Yemen because Yemen is stopping commerce from flowing through the Red Sea. And the commerce is stopping in the Red Sea specifically because...
Well, hold on. I don't like stopping commerce because it implies that they're just doing a blockade. They're firing at civilian vessels. There is a meaningful distinction there. A blockade is, you know, well, a blockade is still violent to an extent, but I think there's a meaningful distinction between, like, we have blocked off the strait versus we are firing missiles and sending drones at civilian cargo ships, you know?
You can just sit there and say, oh, it's my hate group is better than the other. You have a hate group. This. Invade and destroy the Houthi GigaChad. Yes, you're a pathetic, sniveling little coward who recognizes that his empire is crumbling.
Why shit, dude? Why do lefties just say stupid shit like this? You sound like right-wingers who say the Roman Empire is collapsing again because they saw a black woman on TV. What the fuck are you talking about? The Houthis fire a salvo of missiles at the ocean, at the Red Sea, half a kilometer from the boat they were aiming at, and the empire is crumbling? Come on. Why do they insist on saying this? I'm not joking. Fucking Olorida-ass, Chudjack-ass motherfuckers. Any fucking time anything happens, it's billions must die. The empire is collapsing. The West has fallen, but like affirmatively this time, you know? Why? It's so stupid. Come on. Lefties love doing this shit, dude.
At the end of the day, you don't even get a crumb of that. Like, what good is this entire imperial project?
That's true. I thought I personally would be massively enriched by efforts at stopping piracy in the Red Sea. But, you know, I guess, yeah, you know, now that I'm looking at it, how it's developing, I'm not even going to get 1 pound of sand shipped to me in a mason jar, you know? The natural resources of Yemen, distributed wide across the United States.
A coalition of countries committed to upholding the rules-based international order demonstrated our shared commitment to defending U.S. and international vessels and commercial vessels exercising navigational rights and freedoms from illegal and unjustifiable attacks. The reason I point that out is because normally when you see the U.S. highlighting their action in support of the international rules-based order, it is, for example...
I love watching consent be manufactured in real time, dude.
There was a UN vote. It's a multinational coalition, and there was a UN vote on condemning the Houthis for this behavior in the harshest of terms. That's not manufacturing consent. This objectively is an international rules-based. Like, the Houthis are absolutely violating, like, laws of the sea by attacking random civilian vessels. They were warned internationally. No, Vaush, the UN members all watched CNN and came to that conclusion. Oh, yeah, that's true. The Security Council had, like, CNN on, and they were like, whoa, wait, hold on a second. Oh, man, piracy is bad, actually. You know, and then that's why they voted. Yeah.
Make no mistake, it's our rules. Rule-based international order means we make the rules, and
the rule being don't attack civilian vessels in international waters. I think that's a pretty okay rule. God, I wish I could talk to him for just a minute. Does he seriously think that only the United States believes that you shouldn't attack civilian vessels in international waters? Does he really, like, he's like, oh yeah, man, you fucking Western chauvinist thinking you shouldn't attack civilian vessels that are traveling in international water? What do you, you know, what other, like, basic common sense international rules are actually just America, you know, American imperialism, you know? What else am I attributing wrongly to international consensus?
I don't think I can get this across. At a fundamental level, I do not believe that America is interested in the Middle East with honest and good intention.
I mean, if the honest and good intent... The funny thing is that what America is doing right now in the Middle East is probably actually the most upfront and honest thing we've ever done, which is, we want to protect international maritime trade, so we're going to shoot you, which is what we're doing. That's true. I believe them. I think that's honest, yeah.
That's it. I don't believe that. And I think there's enough historical There's enough historical precedent that backs this sentiment. I don't think it's
Iraq
good.
War.
America's involvement in the Middle East has always been bad.
Everything is like the Iraq War. Everything. Iraq War. Did you know that in the Iraq War, George Bush lied? Everything. Iraq War. Boots on the ground. Forever war. World War III. Iraq War. Government lies. Iraq War. Everything is Iraq War. All wars are the Iraq War.
With their government wasting their tax money bombing the Middle East, why do you dismiss the Yemeni chatter that doesn't want their Houthi government wasting their money bombing ships on the Strait? Beautiful question. Thank you very much. The Houthi government that you are talking about is utilizing resources that is getting from Iran for the most part, okay, on Red Sea commercial traffic that is happening in its backyard. America is using our tax dollars to go fuck those guys up 8,000 miles away.
What? Military spending is okay if it's close? What? The point of navies is that they can go far and trade is global. What does that even mean? It's international trade moves through the Red Sea. It's international waters. They're just as international for the Houthis as America. They're international waters. That's the point. Do you think navies just hug the coast of the country they're from? Vaush or leftists real? I don't know. I don't know. Man, every time I don't watch Hasan for a month or two, I think, man, I should probably stop having so many like mental negative associations. He's probably not as bad as I think. And then I see anything he has to say on foreign policy, and immediately it's like, wait, hold on, wait, fuck. This guy is literally like a blight on the Western left. People say that I'm a good onboarding or intro to leftism sometimes, but I don't think I am, because that would imply that there's anything but me after this. But I genuinely think that if you look at most other so-called orthodox leftist content creators, their takes are more juvenile and insipid than mine ever are, even when I'm feeling particularly spicy that day. Like, you go to other content creators on the left and like, a lot of them, like, dude, listen to what we listen to. He's the biggest lefty streamer, dude. What the fuck? It literally is like America bad, America bad, America bad, America bad. Like, there's nothing beyond that, you know? Any argument from chat, he yells for 5 minutes, America bad. Like, that's it, you know? It's juvenile. It's like an unwillingness to critically engage with the complexities of the world, which is, by the way, again, what made Karl Marx special. You think Karl Marx was the first guy to come up with the idea that workers are mistreated? That idea goes back thousands of years. That's not new. There were fucking slaves in Egypt who were like, yeah, man, I think like we're getting like the rough end of the stick here, you know? Like, that's not fucking new. It's like intelligent, engaged, critical analysis that distinguishes like the leftist tradition from just, I don't know, campism or just like partisan bullshit, you know, whatever they end up falling into. In international law, the high seas are considered a global common. No, dude. The international waters that are close to your country, it's okay for you to waste dollars attacking civilians there. But international waters elsewhere on the planet, that's not your shit, bro. Even though it's international waters, it's actually national to Yemen. Even though it says it's international, it's actually national, international. It's just kind of disappointing. It's very doomer. Again, I don't get any like enjoyment from the, you know, from being contrarian on this. It's just so much of the shit that I see from other people. It's just objectively wrong. They don't even know enough to like mount an argument to prove me wrong. I don't know. I think this is largely because sentiment around Palestine's really strong. Yeah, and a lot of people are like weaponizing that in an effort to attack Jews. Seriously, go on Twitter and look at the top trending posts involving Yemen, because there are a lot of people there who are unambiguously Nazis, and they're getting support from lefties too. A lot of horseshoe shit is happening right now. Which, by the way, is proving Israel right, you know? All you're doing, like, when the left is so incapable of engaging with these subjects that they end up agreeing with Nazis on stuff related to Israel, even if the Nazis are being disingenuous, the like, Zionist argument of them needing to have their own, like, fortress country, like, becomes correct, because they've proven they can't have allies elsewhere. Like, it's so fucked, man. I am Turkish. Hasan talked shit about murdered 14-year-old Kurdish child by Turkish fascist cop while he was talking Turkish chatters. I'd have to see it to like believe it, but I would believe it, I guess. I don't know. Hasan will say, I have never in my life, not once, heard Hasan say any talking point that, with regards to foreign policy, that sounded opposite to America bad. Like, I've never heard him able to articulate any argument that doesn't have that, like, that necessary aesthetic component. I'm sure he has, just, you know, as a matter of probability, he had to have done it at least some point. But like, man, holy shit. I think he gave Joe Biden props when he helped Lula in Brazil, if I recall correctly. Sure, but even then, that's because of Lula, right? Like, that's not that still is like a, oh, okay, like Biden lucked into having a good take this time. It's not really like it's not a deviation from the aesthetic, you know, because it's always the aesthetic, everything aesthetic. Oh my God. Well, all right, we should probably cap this segment off. I feel like I've sort of vented my complaints, though it's not going to change anything. Like it's going to keep being as bad out there in terms of like people's takes. Fucking rough.